and I picked up a strobist light modifier kit that is produced by a company called Interfit. I don't really know a lot about the company. I haven't seen anyone who has really commented a lot about their strobes. I know they carry a lot of different types of lights, from continuous to strobes, but I think they're more on the amateur range. But anyway, what caught my eye the other day was this modifier kit, and one of the things that I liked about it, if you guys are familiar with the Gary Fong light spears, the modifiers that attach, this is a 900, SB900, this is an SB800. Each one of the flashes, whether it be Canon or Nikon, there's a different size mount that you would have to purchase in order to fit these modifiers. But on the 900, obviously because the head is larger, it's a little bit larger fit, and it just mounts right onto the front of the flash, pretty much like that. You can still see into the flash, and you can kind of imagine how this is going to mount on. And on the 800, it's basically the same thing, same setup. The clips are like these little alligator clips that everything kind of fits inside of, but you can also go to their website and it'll give you a good overview of all the different type of modifiers they carry. Now in this particular kit, it came with a beauty dish, basically a dome diffuser, a softbox, a barn door, Snoot with a 20 and a 30 degree grid. It also comes with a honeycomb grid that is at 20 degrees as well. So these are basically the boxes the mounts come in. Since we already have a mount on this one, we really don't need these, so I'm just going to throw these out of the way. Get right to what's in the box. Nothing annoys me more when people are demonstrating things that they found and they take forever to basically get it out of the box. It just drives me crazy. Okay, first thing in the box that I see that's easily accessible is the barn door. And from what I can tell, the barn door just basically affixes itself right onto these little clips, which is a little bit more trouble than it's worth, looks like. Well, let's see, let's get them on here. Uh-oh. Remember guys, I haven't used this before. So these just pop right in. I'm not going to fight it all the way in. I'll worry about that later. It's a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so anyway, there's your barn doors. So once you had this on a particular light, whichever one it may be, I'm assuming that you would leave it on there, for most likely the duration of your shoot, to redirect the light, however you would use, just like you would use normal barn doors if you're working in the studio. No different, okay? These pop right out. And by the way, one of the things that I noticed that I think is pretty cool, these little alligator clips that you see on here, get those a little bit closer, you can see those little clips. They come with replacements in case, I'm assuming, if these break off, they just pop right back in. And I'm sure if you need additional ones, you could probably buy more. Okay, on to the next thing. Here's the Snoot. Hopefully this one will go on a little bit easier. And it just pops right on. There we go. Got a Snoot on. And here's your grids. Which obviously just pops right on here. Power up your flash. Ran a test. Pretty much see where it's going. There we go. So that's the Snoot. Like I said, it comes with a 20 and a 30 degree grid, which comes in handy, if you're trying to redirect light or use as a hair light or something along that, maybe even for product shoots where you're directing light directly onto a particular subject or surface or behind it, whichever the case may be. And like I said, it comes with two of these, So that's your Snoot. Pop that right out. The next thing in the box that really got my attention was the small beauty dish. And just like any other standard beauty dish, you know, it has this reflector in the center here. This is made out of like what feels like aluminum right here. The only thing I don't like about this so far is that it only has one arm that holds it in place, and then it just screws in here, and you can see that kind of loosened up. You can see that shaking? Okay. Then when you put it back in place, this too would just fit right into the grid, and that's pretty much it. There you go. Okay, so you would have your beauty dish, and that's it at work. Now, like I said, I just got these actually yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to actually do a shoot where I would be using any of this equipment. You know, most likely that's what I'll be doing over the next couple of days. I know this weekend we have a couple of shoots coming up. You know, one is a bridal portrait session, so it's a good chance I may get to play with some of this. Here's your honeycomb grid. Pops right in there. Same thing, powered flash back up. I want to blind the... There we go. Again, just pops right back out. And see, when you take this apart, this is basically what you have. You know, then your grid pops right off, and the only thing you have left is basically just the modifier, which is the mount for the modifier. Now, the other thing that came with it that I'm not really all that fond of is this light. I guess you want to call it a diffuser dome. Kind of reminds me like of a stoplight or something like that. But this I did try to put on earlier, and I noticed on the 800 it's very heavy, so it has a tendency to weigh down the flash. On the 900 it doesn't seem to be such a problem, because I think the 900's neck is a little bit stronger and it stays more in place. And that's pretty much it right there. That's all you can see. Now, like I said, as I get a chance to play with these or use them in some of my shoots, I will most likely videotape that, and then I will point them out, get light readings to tell you the difference of what I'm seeing through that's coming off of these lights, whether it be with one of these domes or reflectors or grid or whatever it is. But for the most part, it should give you the same power output as your flash normally would, just like you're going to have to meter just like anything else. And the last item that came in the box is this Softbox, which, just like any other Softbox that you get for any of your studio strobes, you know, you have to put it together. And it comes in a little bag, you know, which says Interfit, and basically it's Velcro closed. So you just open the Velcro, and I don't think there's anything left in the bag. Here are your rods, just like you would have when you're setting up one of your studio soft boxes for the studio. They're going to go inside of this box. I'm not going to waste your time putting this box together and wrestling with it, but you know, you can pretty much get the idea what all is in this kit. So you got your little soft box. Here's your rods. This is most likely your This is the outer cover for the the inside of the box, obviously, to diffuse the light. And for the most part, that is it. So in the kit, you know, to refresh really quick, comes a 20-degree grid. And I'll let you guys see the box. So if you go out, I'm sure your local stores may have this. So what you're looking at here, if you can see the box, you're going to have, again, you're going to have your honeycomb grid. You're going to have your Snoot, barn door, Softbox, the diffuser dome, which, like I said, I don't really know how well that's going to work, and your beauty dish.